The Layer 2 wars are currently raging in the cryptocurrency world. Optimism, a scaling solution for Ethereum, has made it near the top of the board in terms of total value locked in a new bullish partnership. Does Optimism have what it takes to be crowned king and remain dominant? Stay tuned to find out in today's episode. My name is Crypto Andy, and it's my privilege to discuss Optimism with you. That being said, what is covered in this episode is for educational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Optimism is a Layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum that aims to improve the throughput and efficiency of the network. It uses a technology called optimistic rollups that batches multiple transactions into a single transaction, saving users money, much like other Layer 2 scaling solutions like Arbitrum, which you can watch by clicking on the link above. Optimism introduced its optimistic rollup back in June of 2019, and it had its open mainnet in December 2021, achieving important milestones in the interim. Optimism was founded by Jingling Wang, the current CEO, Carl Flourish, CTO, and Kevin Ho. It's headquartered in New York in the United States, and it's developed by OP Labs. Currently, the OP token is primarily used for governance, which is carried out by the Optimism Foundation. In the future, this may change, and the recurring airdrops that Optimism has planned until May 2026 seem to indicate that. The fees on the network when using Optimism are paid in Ethereum. Now that we have covered some of the basics of Optimism, let's discuss its tokenomics. Currently, Optimism's market cap is $519 million plus with a circulating supply of 214 million plus. Also, a total and max supply of 4,294 million plus OP tokens, and the current price as of March 5th is $2.42. According to CryptoRank.io, Optimism initially had a seed sale on December 14, 2020, which raised $3,500,000. The investors for that were Paradigm and IDEO Collab Ventures. On February 23, 2021, Optimism raised $25 million with the same previous investor with the addition of Andreessen Horowitz. On March 16th of 2022, Optimism raised $150 million with Paradigm and Andreessen Horowitz. The token allocation for Optimism, or the slated distribution of OP token from the initial distribution to end of unlock schedule, is as follows. 25% will be given to the ecosystem fund, 19% will be given to the users in the form of airdrops, which is more than most and is bullish for Optimism. Another 19% will be given to core contributors. 17% will be given to investors, mainly the ones in the funding round we discussed earlier, and 20% will go to the public good funding. I'm not sure what public good funding means, but it is clear that the OP token is mainly held in small hands and is a highly controlled token. Good news is that initially there was a 5% airdrop, and OP is likely holding another airdrop soon. Stay on alert for that to happen by checking out their Twitter page. I would also like to mention briefly that according to the unlock schedule on CoinGecko, 50% of all Optimism is slated to be released by October 2023, and all of the OP token will be released by May 13th, 2026. I did a search on optimisticetherscan.io and clicked on holders and saw that the distribution as it currently exists is very different. The Optimism Foundation controls 27% of the current token allocation. A smart contract, which I think must also be investors or contributors, controls 29%, and the other apparent holder is the airdrop at 1.2%. So I think as time goes by, perhaps the initial token distribution will be more approximated. Now that we have discussed the tokenomics, let's cover the price action and total value locked. The OP token was introduced May 2022. When it first hit the market, the price surged dramatically to near the all-time high, right under $3 on KuCoin in May 31st, 2022. It would then nosedive in spectacular fashion, slightly over 85% in under 20 days. What that makes me realize is that most new tokens like that are really good shorts. Interestingly, it would bottom in July near 43 cents and would rocket ship all the way near 439% to $2.31 in August of 2022. All of those moves happened in just the span of 3 months. That is crypto volatility for you in a nutshell. It is a math rule that the price can drop only by 100%, but the price increases to infinity. Since the crypto bear term rally at the end of July 2022, the price of the OP token has increased by 274% and since then corrected down some. Interestingly to note, that still did not surpass that first 3-month volatility. In terms of total value locked, there is $1 billion of value locked in projects using the OP token. The top project doing this for OP is called Velodrome, a DEX, and it has 312 million USD in TVL. Second comes Synthetics, a derivative liquidity protocol with 162 million USD worth of OP token. Third and fourth are Curve, another DEX, and Aave, a lending platform. After those projects, the TVL fluctuates between 80 to 11 million USD in total value locked. So there are 20 projects more than 10 million in TVL out there for the OP token, which is not bad. There seems to have been real broader ecosystem adoption for Optimism. Now I would like to briefly talk about how Optimism works and the technology that powers it. When using Optimism, there are two types of fee a user would have to pay. The L2 execution fee, which is the Optimism network charges for processing off-chain, which is significantly cheaper, and the L1 fee that pays for the cost of moving tokens to Optimism from the Ethereum mainnet. Once your tokens are on the Optimism network, the cost of transactions can be as low as 1/10 of the cost if you ran the same transaction on Ethereum. This lower price is achieved by optimistic rollups, which batches many transactions together, giving you a lower price. The blocks created by Optimism are managed by a single party called the sequencer. The sequencer provides transaction confirmation, constructs and executes L2 blocks, and submits user transactions to L1, aka Ethereum mainnet. In optimistic rollups, confirmations of blocks are filtered with the use of fault proofs, which validate blocks from Optimism network to Ethereum. The bird's eye view of things work with there being a chain, verification, bridge, and pre-deploys, aka smart contracts. More detail on how the technology works is beyond the scope of this video, so let's move on to discussing Optimism's founder. Jingling Wang, a woman, is the founder and CEO of Optimism. She began her career as a software engineer at Microsoft and worked on development of the Windows operating system. She would then join the Ethereum Foundation, where she worked on the development of the Ethereum blockchain. She was the COO of Ethereum Classic and was responsible for the development and the deployment of Ethereum Classic blockchain. In 2018, Jingling founded Optimism as a layer 2 scaling solution that allows developers to build and deploy dApps on ETH. Her background and experience working for Ethereum certainly makes her the best candidate for something like Optimism, and it's a common pattern I have seen over and over that the headliner company / project, their employees and creators then go out and make their own project. Jingling has contributed to other projects such as a DEX called OX, a decentralized prediction market called Augur, and a decentralized finance project called Dharma, among others. Now that we have covered Optimism CEO, let's talk about their partnerships. On February 24th, 2023, Coinbase said that it is launching its own layer 2 scaling solution called Base using Optimism technology. As mentioned previously, they will be using the sequencer. This had a bullish effect on the OP ecosystem, causing Velodrome Finance to gain 21% in the subsequent 24 hours. Another project called Zone Finance jumped 82%, and it had a 7-day rally to over 300%. So it's safe to say there have been good times for the OP ecosystem. Base has the vision of creating a standard modular roll-up agnostic superchain powered by Optimism. It almost sounds like a layer 1 for all the layer 2s. This is very bullish for Optimism. In late February of this year, there was an ETH Denver conference in which Optimism, of course, participated. They have events and workshops like the following: Interop Summit, Layer 2 Day, Shelling Point, ETH Denver Innovation Festival, and Homebase. Many of the OP Lab developers were present, and also the heads of DeFi for OP Lab and engineers. It's an event like this where you can get sneak previews on what direction the technology is going. Additionally, I plan on reporting on events such as these in the future at some point. If you have made it to the end, I want to thank you for your time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Feel free to let me know what information you want to cover in the next video. Have a good rest of your day. Goodbye, my friends.